Recently, we have published an important study in Lancet Neurology in which we have included more than 700 children with suspected autoimmune encephalitis from over more than 40 centers in Spain. We wanted to know what was the final diagnosis in these patients and how many of them in fact had autoimmune encephalitis. For this, we followed these patients for more than 2 years, and also we did extensive autoantibodies studies in CSF and serum of these patients. We have found that about 30% of these cases had in fact autoimmune encephalitis, but about 60% of them had other disorders that in fact are not inflammatory but can mimic autoimmune encephalitis, like for example epilepsies or psychiatric disorders. This remarks the importance of differential diagnosis in these patients. About 10% of cases will have an inflammatory disorder of unknown cause, and it will be very important to follow the study to try to identify the cause. In this study, we applied the current international criteria for diagnosis of autoimmune encephalitis to validate this criteria in children. And we found that current criteria, which are 2 sets of criteria, one for general population and one specific for children, both are good at diagnosis of children with autoimmune encephalitis with antibodies, but both sets of criteria have some limitations in diagnosis of children with suspected autoimmune encephalitis without antibodies. Some of these criteria can underdiagnose or overdiagnose these patients. For this, in patients with suspected autoimmune encephalitis without antibodies, will be very important to have a long-term follow-up and extensive differential diagnosis.